In a world of seemingly endless podcasts comes what many would call another one. Welcome to the Two Men podcast with your hosts Tim Matson and Phil Powell. Now please join these two confirmed men, that's two moderately entertaining nerds, as they take you on another podcast adventure that's guaranteed to be funny. Or not. This week the two men tell you their pop culture confessionals.
We are exceptionally alive today. Woo! This week, we're going to do something which is kind of confessional.
We're going to be very revealing.
That's right. And not in the way when we took off our tops.
Not in a creepy way, no.
No. We're going in a different direction. However, we are being vulnerable.
This is going to be a very open and honest session.
Because we're going to confess pop culture things.
That's right. It's going to be a pop culture confessional.
That's right. Things that we don't really care for, that are popular.
I think there are things that we need to get off our chests.
That's right. Based upon our other episode, that would be hair.
Hair, possible.
And maybe a couple of moles.
There's a couple things I meant to mention. There are a couple things you might want to have your doctor look at.
That's right, yeah. Things we need to get off our chest that we just don't get.
No.
Or things that are a little weird that we like.
Or guilty pleasures.
Guilty pleasures.
Yeah.
I'm guessing one of them is not Mr. Belvedere.
No, I hate Mr. Belvedere.
Oh, see, already we found things.
I think that's pretty universal.
Although I agree, you're right. You're not going to find a lot of Mr. Belvedere
appreciators.
There's probably not even a Facebook page.
I
for
doubt
Mr.
if anybody
Belvedere.
even knows what Mr. Belvedere is.
I have a confession.
Okay.
Something I don't
step into the confessional booth. Close the curtain. Yeah.
Forgive me, Father Tim, for I have committed.
When was your last confessional, my son? I'm not sure how this works. I'm not Catholic, so.
I don't know.
I'm assuming, according to every TV show I've ever seen, that's how it works.
Here's my thing. I am not a big Harry Potter fan.
What?
I know. It is my thing.
What?
And it's the thing is, I don't.
How do you not like Harry Potter?
I mean, I like it. It's all right. I just know. Here's my confession.
Yeah.
Here's my confession. I do not revere Harry Potter as a god. I am unlike some people.
He's not a god. He's the boy who lived.
Well, he's the boy.
Great underdog story.
I mean, like other people I know, totally rational people.
That would be me.
Totally rational people. If I walked into a room and I said, yeah, Harry Potter, that was all right, but I didn't think it was all that great, they would shank me before
I'm considering it now.
Well, I mean, it's a serious. I mean, you're not allowed in today's society to not like Harry Potter.
I'm perfectly okay with that. I think it is a modern fantasy story that is, it's among the great. I think it's a great story. I love Harry Potter.
And here's the thing
I think I like it better than my kids do.
Here's the thing is, I like it. It's fine.
Yeah.
I saw the movies, didn't read the books, and I'm sure people would be.
That's
a problem.
Yeah.
You didn't read the books.
No,
blah, blah, blah. I mean, like, did you read the Star Wars books?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I think you're in the wrong room to pull that up as an example of something someone might not have done.
I didn't read the Star Wars books because, you know what? And I love the Star Wars movies, but I thought the Star Wars books were boring.
They were kind of boring, but...
Okay, but I realized it for what it was. It was a movie.
Okay,
so
but
Harry Potter.
That's a bad example because that is something where the adaptation went the other way around. The books are an adaptation of the film.
Yes.
And books are much longer than films can be, so they had to stretch that stuff out. So that's why it's boring. But whereas the other way around, the Harry Potter films came after the books. And they couldn't contain everything the books did, so they condensed everything. That's why you have a problem.
Okay. I mean, I think that even if I had read the books, I still think if I walked in a room and for argument's sake said, it was all right, people are in love with the actors. And like they're saints.
Well, they're some pretty good-looking actors now. Those kids have grown into... Yeah.
Well, yeah, they are. I mean, here's
Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson especially have grown into quite attractive people.
I don't know what attractiveness has to do with any of this conversation.
You brought it up.
No, I mean...
you did.
You brought it up.
No, you brought it up.
I didn't bring up attractiveness. I brought up their actors. I brought up the actors.
Right.
I mean, what I'm saying...
Daniel Radcliffe is the actor's name, not Harry Potter.
I'm not talking about him specifically. I'm talking about the whole canon of like...
Okay.
Like Professor Doodly-Dorf and... all these people.
Professor Doodly-Dorf? I would love to... Why don't you try to name some of the professors at Hogwarts?
There's... I know the schools are Gryffindor. Mr. The main one with the beard. He had the wand, which was from death.
That's very distinctive.
It's not Gandalf.
I guarantee you, I felt a disturbance in the force as hundreds of Harry Potter fans cried out, and then were silent.
But you know what? When I saw the film, I said, "Oh, okay, there's Gandalf." In other words,
what do you mean there's Gandalf? What are you talking about?
He's the Gandalf. He's the all-powerful guy with the beard. That's Gandalf. He's the one who was played by the other actor who starred in Camelot.
Yeah.
Who starred in Camelot. It's not. There's Gryffindor.
Right. That's not a person.
I know that's like a class thing.
Okay, fine.
And then there's the thing where you chase the ball. And then there's...
What is it called? What do you call it?
Oh, Harry, we're getting a new broom for you to play Poddly-Boo with you, I don't know what that it's it's all right. As a movie, as a device, it was totally entertaining. But I didn't go, "Oh my gosh, what a revolutionary way of thinking." Let's put it this way. Harry Potter is no TED Talk. That's all I got to say.
No, it's not. I don't think it pretends to be a TED Talk. That would be boring.
Here's the thing that I can't get away with. I can't just go, "Hey, that was a nice series. Really enjoyed it. I went to go see all the movies." But if you asked me anything about the movies other than Harry Potter...
Tell me the story of Harry Potter. What happens?
All right, I'll try to be as quick as I can and as clear as I can.
Okay.
There was a kid, and he was a baby, and his parents were murdered, and somebody else tried to murder him, and he was the unnamed guy, and he put a mark on his forehead, and then later on he was raised by mean parents who eventually took him to the school with owls, and there were other children who helped him, and there were lots of adventures along the way in the castle place. Then eventually he fought a lot of people in the middle, and then he got to fight the big main guy who was bald, who was also the star, who was helped by Gandalf.
He was helped by Gandalf. Okay.
Gandalf helped him.
Right. Is this Gandalf the white or Gandalf the gray?
Well, he was the gray.
Okay.
He was the gray.
He was pretty gray.
Because he never came back because the guy died. I do know his name, and it does.
I love this.
It does hurt me that I can't remember it. But I do know the actors.
Who played Dumbledore?
No,
Doodly-doo.
Dumbledore. That's the guy's name.
I gave it away.
You did give it away. You did. Yeah.
I meant to.
Because I had the other Pufflepoof or whatever.
Pufflepoof.
But there was the kid who was good with herbs. There was the kid who could breathe underwater.
Right.
There was David Tennant, which I much more enjoyed. Doctor
David
Who.
Tennant.
See, I like Doctor Who. But if somebody came into a room and said, "I don't care for Doctor Who," I'd be like, "Okay, that's totally legitimate. I understand how you might not like it."
I don't care for the new Doctor Who as much.
You like the old Doctor Who?
I do like the old Doctor Who.
Which Doctor Who part do you like?
I like Tom Baker the best. I think Tom Baker is the superior Doctor Who.
Is it the wardrobe?
A part of it, yeah, because I love that scarf.
Mm-hmm.
But I just love how he just bumbles along and having adventures and fun and things just happening around him that he's entranced by and entertained. It's not as dire and serious as the new series is, especially the newest Doctor Who, Peter Capaldi, who I think is a fantastic actor, but I have to admit I've watched every Doctor Who of the new series up to the point where he took over. After 3 episodes, I bailed.
I think that he is a terrific actor, but I don't think they've done much from a series standpoint. But I think, Confessions,
okay.
Going back to it, is Harry Potter. I think that it was just good. And it is not, I do not equate it with scripture. That's the problem.
No, but
that's the problem that I have. It is not sacrosanct. Kids today, it's like scripture.
Oh, wait a minute. We're getting into this? This is the kids today?
Hey, look, I'm past 50. I can say kids today.
All right, these kids today, go ahead and do your old man get off my lawn rant.
They're fine, okay? And by kids, I mean people that are in their 30s and 20s. They're not really kids. But to them, this was their Star Wars. This really was.
Absolutely.
And I liked Star Wars. And when I was 13, okay, when Star Wars came out, okay, I did think it was like this epiphany moment. I thought it was fantastic.
I think it really was.
And if you had said Star Wars was no good, that would have been fighting words.
That's shankable.
That's right.
That's a shankable offense.
I would have threatened to climb inside your window late at night and pummel you.
But see, you've raised a good point. I guarantee you that this Harry Potter is kind of this generation's Star Wars. And for them, it is that seismic shift, that big revelation. I'll bet that even today, you could recount to me the story of Star Wars quite well.
I don't know about that.
You don't think so?
Probably.
Oh,
yeah, I probably could. I probably could. Better than Harry
have
Potter.
Robes.
It's like
they have magic swords. And
they get wands.
They have magic wands that they fight with.
It's like Harry Potter and the blank. Fill it in for me. Harry Potter and the blank. Go.
Harry Potter and the what? Are you
blank? Yeah. Give me.
Are you asking me to name the books
in order? Harry Potter and the blank.
Philosopher's Stone.
Harry Potter and the blank.
Oh man.
Harry Potter and the blank. Time's running out.
Goblet of Fire.
Are you sure that's second?
No, that's the fourth.
Oh, okay. So we're not doing them in order.
Chamber of Secrets is second. The Prisoner of Azkaban is
no,
third.
we got to do Harry Potter and the
Prisoner of Azkaban.
Okay. Harry Potter and the
Goblet of Fire.
Okay. Harry Potter and the
Order of the Phoenix.
Harry Potter and the
Deathly Hallows.
Okay, so is that all of them? No.
Shoot. What's the sixth one? Deathly Hallows is the seventh one.
I don't know. See, I don't have to know because I only marginally cared for them. You're the one who has to know. See, Star Wars.
This is terrible.
Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, God.
Return of the Jedi. Woo!
Oh, yeah, keep going. What are the other ones?
I don't care about those. Those don't count.
Oh, see, you got it easier. That's only 3.
3 that count.
Fine. Okay.
3 that are good.
What about the newest one? Does that count?
It's the same movie, so I guess it counts, yeah.
Okay, what's it called?
Yeah? Harry Potter
Oh, God.
and the Stormtrooper who repents.
It's kind of almost accurate, to be honest.
That
is a little accurate.
That was the best part of the film.
What, the part where Harry Potter showed up?
No, with the Stormtrooper repents. But
No,
that's
I think
neither here nor
I
there.
think he's the best part. Although I do like the
Rey
girl.
character.
Yeah, I like
she was
Rey.
good. The Luke Skywalker character.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not so wild about the Han Solo stand-in, the Poe Dameron character. Not so big on that one.
Oh, I thought you meant for a second Harrison Ford.
Not so big on that one either. I mean, let's be honest. It looked like he was just like bored out of his skull the entire time he was on camera.
I will say this, Harrison Ford, as
That
the
guy.
older as he got, he's really embraced what I'll call flat acting.
He's embraced that indeed.
It's like, don't you dare put any inflection into
No.
anything. So either his acting style has dramatically changed, or he's just got low energy.
He had so little interest in being that film other than, here's the thing. Here's my
Yeah,
thought
you've got to
on this.
confess. I laid it out there.
I
I'm gonna get
I
letters.
think the only reason Harrison Ford appeared in that film is so that he could ensure that they killed off Han Solo, so he never has to do this again.
Right. That's why he did. He did a Charlton Heston.
He did a what?
Charlton Heston.
What are you talking about?
Planet of the Apes. The only reason Charlton Heston agreed to be in the sequel for Planet of the Apes is so that they killed him. And he was at the beginning of the movie and at the end of the movie. And the beneath, now I can name most of the Planet of the Apes. There's Planet of the Apes, beneath Planet of the Apes.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Return to Planet of the Apes.
Think?
Yeah. Return to Planet of the Apes, Conquest of the Planet of the Apes, and Battle for the Planet of the Apes.
Good for you. That's good stuff.
I love apes.
You're correct, by the way.
I love apes in general. I love the ape movies.
The ape movies are pretty outstanding. Did you watch the TV show?
I did. I watched the TV show, and we've talked about this. I had to pretend to be sick on Sunday nights to see it, and
that's right.
It
we
made
have
me
talked
sad.
About this.
They canceled it, and that was it was James Naughton who was on that, who was not, to the best of my knowledge, David Naughton's brother of Dr. Pepper fame.
That's shocking to me.
I mean, I'm
well versed in the Naughton family lore.
Maybe it was, but he was also the guy who was on Land of the Lost. Let's not talk about this.
Wow.
Confessions. He was the uncle that came back when the other guy lost his career.
What are you talking about?
Land of the Lost.
I know Land of the Lost. There was only the dad and the two kids.
No, you didn't watch the whole series.
It was the thing where the family went on a vacation. They fell down this waterfall.
Marshall, Will, and Holly.
Yeah, exactly.
It
wasn't Marshall, Will, and Holly, and weird Uncle Bob.
Yes, it was.
I don't think
it was.
So. I think you're making that
when
up.
The guy.
Don't you try to retcon my childhood.
I will. I'll just try and truth con it.
I don't think so. You're conning something, and it's not me.
When the guy that played Will, whatever his name was, quit.
The boy.
No, Marshall, the dad.
Okay, so get your story straight.
I knew
you're making this stuff up.
One of the male names. I only out of fixation on Holly. Anyway, and Chaka.
I was going to say I thought you were into Chaka.
Chaka Khan.
Because you like the apes.
Chaka Khan. You know what? When that song came out, I thought it was about Land of the Lost.
Get out.
Chaka.
Are you serious?
Chaka Khan.
That is the craziest thing you've ever said. And you have said some crazy things.
And I realized that soon after I heard it, that it was not. But I thought it was the coolest song ever because Chaka Khan. Gonna rock you, Chaka Khan. Anyway, that whole thing.
I'm gonna feel for you. It's the name of the song, isn't it?
I don't know what happens after the Chaka part.
Oh my gosh.
Do you know?
Pardon the interruption, but I thought it pertinent to let you know that the song title was indeed I Feel For You, and was a hit for Chaka Khan in 1985.
Yes.
All right, sing it for me.
No, I'm not going to sing it for you.
Why not? Because
I don't know how the tune goes anymore. It's been forever since I've heard it.
Then you can stop feigning.
I don't think you know what you're talking about.
Well, that's what you're accusing me of. But I'm just freely admitting it. All right, I've laid it out there. What is your pop culture confession?
This has been a real struggle because when you admitted that you didn't like Harry Potter.
Now, I want to be clear. I liked
when
Harry
you said
Potter.
That you hated Harry Potter.
I don't think Harry Potter is God. That's what I'm really saying.
All I'm hearing is I hate Harry Potter.
You're right. When I say that I didn't care for Harry Potter as much as other people, that's what they hear. They hear, I hate Harry Potter. Why don't you go poop and pee on him?
Why don't you go jump off of a bridge?
It's just sacrilege.
It is.
It's not sacrilege.
It is.
I love Star Wars.
He's the boy who lived. How can you hate the boy who lived?
Yeah,
you make me sad.
You know what? I think at the end she was trying to work out a complicated reveal. With this whole thing, once we got into the Holocroxes thing, I was like, what is it, a Holocrox? What is it? What is it? Holocrox? Isn't it a Holocrox?
Oh, my God. It's a Horcrux.
Oh, I'm sorry. A Horcrux. That doesn't sound... A Horcrux. A Horcrux?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I thought there was an L in there. Anyway, it's like, oh, you did appear to kill him, Harry. Oh, but unfortunately, he had hidden himself inside of certain things, and you must go on a quest and a journey. It's like, oh, my God. This is going to be another 4 movies.
It's a hero's journey. Of course there's going to be a journey.
It's like, oh, and one of them is apparently hidden. Oh, it's inside you. That's why he didn't kill you, Harry. It's like, oh, all right. You're just making this up now.
All right, now I will admit that there's a whole section in the last book where they're in a tent. They're going around camping in this tent, and I swear to God, that was forever. I didn't think they would ever get out of that section of the book. It went on long.
Do you think the guy who was playing Ron Weasley, he didn't start like, have you noticed that David Radcliffe just kind of bulked up and just kind of got really honky? It's like, but I'm supposed to be the boyfriend of Hermione.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like he was like, all right, I better start working out here.
Get on it.
I mean, don't tell me that didn't go through his mind.
I don't know.
It's like, and he went to his trainer. He says, "You see, David Radcliffe.
I want to look like that.
I need to look better than David Radcliffe."
Well, in his defense, Daniel Radcliffe was going to be naked on stage for Equus, so of course he's got to buff himself up.
Good for him, that's good. But I'm saying is that probably that was a motivator to Ron Weasley. No, so I can remember.
Well, see,
his
that's
name.
what I was trying to do a couple weeks ago when I took my shirt off. I was trying to motivate you to get fit.
So which one of us is Ron Weasley in this scenario?
Well, I have a scar on my forehead from smallpox.
I will
or not
say
smallpox. What is chickenpox?
Chickenpox.
Smallpox. I survived smallpox as a child.
Yeah, and Tim tells me I'm old. It's like,
whatever.
I remember the Spanish flu like it was yesterday. Oh,
me and my family barely survived the Black Plague.
Oh, I think the best description of us shirtless would be that we were both muggles.
You remember muggles, but you can't remember Professor Dumbledore.
Well, in the heat of the moment. Yeah, but I do remember most of the professors. It was a good time.
No, you don't. That's a lie. That is a lie.
Yeah, I'm not meant to remember.
You don't even remember the one professor. You thought he was Professor Didgeridoo or something. I don't know.
There was the one that the lady played on. That's the Maggie Smith played. I remember
Professor Downton Abbey.
Professor Downton Abbey. That's right. Harry. No. There's
Professor Hans Gruber.
There's the one who also did Henry V, who was the kind of the braggart guy, and Snape.
What?
Snape, of course. I remember.
Who played Henry V?
He didn't play Henry V, but he was the guy who played him. Well, I mean, he played him.
You just said he played Henry V. What are you talking about?
I don't know. He's the orange-haired actor guy. And he was in the Harry Potter films. I remember this better than you.
The orange-haired actor guy. Do you mean...
Who was Shakespearean.
What? Are you talking about the actor that played Ron Weasley's dad?
No. He was the braggart guy who claimed to be the good wizard and very experienced and was
Oh, you're talking about Kenneth Branagh.
Yeah.
He was a minor character in one book.
He was a professor. He was one of the...
He doesn't count.
He was not a minor... He was a major character in the movie. Which is all I saw.
Not really.
Right.
I mean, he's barely a supporting character.
We've concentrated way too much on me.
I think it's warranted. Considering you can't even name Professor Dumbledore, I think it's warranted.
Okay, you couldn't name the books in order. You couldn't name the books in order.
I couldn't think of one book.
Can you name one chapter name in a Harry Potter book?
The Boy Who Lived.
Is that a name?
It is.
A chapter name?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
I guarantee you.
Any other chapter name, accurately.
The Order of the Phoenix?
No.
It is?
No.
Totally is?
No.
It's the name of a chapter and the title of the book.
You don't know. You just lied. You're just a poser.
4 Privet Drive.
What?
Number 4 Privet Drive. That's a chapter name.
Okay. All right, I'll take your word for it. I was going to go with 3. That would have been
3?
That was going to be my guess.
That's a great
3.
one.
Excuse me. It's Alice here, and I wanted to let you know that while The Boy Who Lived and The Order of the Phoenix are indeed chapter titles, number 4 Privet Drive is not.
To be honest, they might just be numbered. I don't remember, to be honest.
All right, see, I don't know. You would know. See, you are also more in the camp of me than you.
No, I am not
willing to admit.
I object.
All right, let's stop talking about me for now. As fascinating as I am, let's talk about something which you found that you didn't care for, where you found yourself on the outside.
When I was a kid, everybody else loved, and I didn't, is G.I. Joe.
Now, I can actually agree with that.
I didn't like G.I. Joe. I did not like the Transformers.
Yeah, the Transformers. I never got.
dumb.
My name is Lordy Lord, and I turn into a car.
I don't understand why, if they're these robots from space, how they even knew what a car was to transform into it.
How that would be cool. You're already
How necessary would that be?
You're already a robot from space. Now, if you could transform into something that was like, I don't know, greater than a robot from space, I don't know what that would be off the top of my head.
I think the basic conceit was, according to the theme song, is they're robots in disguise. So it's their, basically...
Robots in disguise.
Yeah, it's their disguise while they're on Earth.
With me.
So they transform...
Robots in disguise. Isn't that how it went?
Yeah, I think so.
But see, I don't know. If you were really a cool robot, you wouldn't be in disguise. Let's spend the last couple of minutes here to show that we are good sports.
Okay.
Mocking something we consider holy.
I think that
Star
Luke
Wars?
Luke Skywalker. Luke Starkiller was the original name of the character, so I'm, in my defense, I got a little flustered.
That's why you made the mistake. Yeah. It's because you're
clearly because I was going back to the original first draft name,
which you've read many times.
I have.
What was the first chapter name of that?
I think Luke Skywalker. I almost said it again. Why am I trying to say Star Walker?
You can't stutter. Can you say Chewbacca? Professor Chewbacca.
Professor Chewbacca. That was the guy that taught animal husbandry at Hogwarts.
So let's make fun of Star Wars to show that we got to show that we are.
I was trying to, but then you stopped me.
You interrupted me with Hagrid. All right.
Yeah.
Go.
Luke Skywalker is one of the whiniest and lamest characters because he spends the entire first couple of movies just whining and crying about things, and it's sad.
I'm enjoying the rebellion.
What kind of hero is that?
You described to me Star Wars in a mocking fashion.
The
whole trilogy.
The whole trilogy? I don't know if I can do that.
Yes, you can.
Okay, all right. So there's this whiny kid who doesn't want to do his chores, and he wants to go off and be a magic space knight, but they won't let him. And so there are two robots that show up, and they take him to an old man who tells him he's really a space wizard,
right? And
gives him his magic wand, and then he has to go off and fight this guy in black armor, and then it's kind of racist because he's all dressed in white and is white, and he's fighting a dude who is in all black. So there might be racial overtones.
Although the actor was white.
But voiced by a black man. So
yes, but we didn't know that back then.
No, we didn't know that back then. We were innocent back then. We were less jaded. And so...
Did you think Darth Vader sounded white?
I didn't have any conception of what color he was under the thing. In my mind, Darth Vader was Darth Vader. I think that character was so instantly iconic that what was under the armor almost didn't matter.
You're right, and I had no conception of what was black
honestly,
or white either.
until they revealed him at the end,
culturally might be.
No, I agree. I think that's one of the. Now we're getting into the more intellectual discussion. I think that's one of the strengths of that villain is that he could be anything under that armor, and that's what was really enticing.
All right, I've exposed myself. Well, I feel very vulnerable.
Do you need a hug?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to have you come to my house and protect me against the Harry Potterers.
You should. You might want to go into witness protection.
Witness protection.
Yeah.
Yeah. Harry Potter witness protection program.
Yeah, I think that's available, surely.
Oh, God. I liked it. It was fine. Enjoyed it. Didn't think it was scripture.
Phil hated it. Didn't enjoy it. I'll put his address in the show notes so you can go by and harass him. I think we got to stop. All right, that brings us to an end of another episode of the Two Men Podcast. Remember, as always, we thank you for spending your time with us.
All right, thank you very much. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Instant Opinion, where I give Tim one word or several words, and he has 10 seconds to render an instant opinion. Are you ready, Tim?
I am opinionated, Phil.
Number 1, porcelain thrones.
Porcelain thrones. death site of Elvis the King. I am pro porcelain thrones because they're inside, and I don't want to have to go outside to poop, and they're much more comfortable than a wooden outhouse. So that's my opinion on porcelain thrones.
Yeah. Bicycle tire pumping.
Bicycle tire pumping.
Yes.
Bicycle tire pumping. Makes me think of the bicycle repairman sketch from Monty Python, which was very funny. Bicycle tire pumping is not something that I'm really into. That seems like work, and I'm opposed to work.
All right. Unsupervised beverages.
Unsupervised beverages. If I wanted a beverage and one was unsupervised, I might be tempted to abscond with it. Like if you turn your back, I might drink your Diet.
Yes.
No, that's not true. I wouldn't drink your Diet Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Yeah. So unsupervised beverages, great for if you're impoverished and at a bar.
I know from experience they're up to no good. All right. Not being the quarterback.
Not being the quarterback. There are lots of things you could be if you're not the quarterback. You could be the cornerback, the receiver, the third baseman, the tennis pro. There are many options. So I feel that it's okay to not be the quarterback. You could be the left tackle.
Yeah, Tim's trying to justify his own life.
I'm sports guy.
The theory that masturbation causes you to go blind.
Hang on, where's the start button? Hang on. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yes.
That was comedy week. I am of the theory that masturbation definitely makes you...
No, you didn't state the thing. State it.
What?
You have to state it. The theory that masturbation causes you to go blind.
Okay.
All right, let's start again.
The theory that masturbation causes you to become blind has been thoroughly disproven by every junior high school boy ever on the face of the earth. I'm not sure how this got started. How did anybody think that it made you go blind?
I just think it was meant to be really
Was it a
potent.
deterrent?
Yeah, it's the strong
Didn't
deterrent.
work.
No.
Didn't work at all.
I risked dim vision constantly.
Exactly. I was constantly risking my vision.
My plan was I just wait for my vision to go dim. And then,
that's how you knew you were doing it right. I was starting to become a little dim. I couldn't quite see around. I'm like, okay.
I'll just wait until my vision goes dim, and then I'll stop. All right.
Okay.
Runaway poultry.
Runaway poultry. I was once terrorized by some runaway poultry because I grew up on a farm and we butchered our own chickens, and that involved cutting their heads off.
Yes.
So one time there was a chicken without a head that chased me down the sidewalk. And that was terrifying.
Yes. All right. I understand.
We may have just alienated every vegetarian in our listenership.
Well, that would be me too. All right. The man from Atlanta's television show.
The man from Atlanta's television show. I did not like his webbed fingers and feet. That was weird. That was bothered me. I liked Patrick Duffy from Dallas, and it bothered me to see him with those weird webbed fingers. That grossed me out.
The ocean he swam in was always clear. That
was very clear.
It was very clear. You could always see
suspiciously like a swimming pool.
Yeah, it was just like, wow, the ocean is a lot clearer.
We got no problems with pollution at all.
No, absolutely. Vigorous vickering.
Vigorous vickering. I think that is something that most vicars practice because, in my mind, having watched plenty of BBC, it looked like everybody had a rural parsonage, and so they had to bike everywhere, which make you pretty vigorous.
Okay.
Aren't all vicars in like small English villages?
I think so.
Picturesque?
Cliffside. Mandatory corn shucking.
Mandatory corn shucking. Shucking is mandatory if you want an ear of corn. Otherwise, it's going to taste really bad.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Roughage. I wouldn't. Yeah, that would be some serious roughage. If we were trying to gnaw through a corn shuck to get to the corn, you're going to have a bad time.
Hard times will make a monkey eat red peppers, though. Never say never.
What did you say?
I sort of saying my grandma.
No, say it again. I just want to hear it. I need to clear my mind.
Hard times
Hard times
will make a monkey eat red peppers.
will make a monkey eat red peppers. That's a great saying. I like it. Don't know what it means.
Well, it's about tough times.
Okay.
So someday
we need to unpack that in a future episode.
You may find yourself eating unshucked corn.
Okay.
Never say never.
Okay, never say never. And that was another episode of Instant Opinion
with Tim
and Phil.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Greetings. I am Alice, highly paid digital assistant to the two moderately entertaining nerds of the Two Men podcast. Want to let us know what you thought of the show? Have a topic you'd like to hear discussed? Feel like demanding your money back? We'd love to hear from you on 2 out of those 3 questions. Drop us an email at twomencast@gmail.com. In the meantime, please rate us and leave a review on iTunes or your podcast service of choice. Also, for all discussions moderately entertaining, you can find us at facebook.com/2mencast. Please join us again next week when we'll be guaranteed to be funny. Or not.